Welcome to Unity Inspired Living. Our community began in 1989 as a small worldwide Unity book study group, and we've continued the momentum as an ever-evolving spiritual community. Each Sunday, you will find dynamic thought leaders delivering inspiring messages and talented musicians sharing sound healing through their melody. Here, we embrace ancient spiritual traditions, universal truths, and emerging wisdom. Let's check out this Sunday message. We're so grateful you've joined us.
Good morning, blessings. My name is Amy Van Ling, and I am blessed. I am grateful to be the spiritual director here at this beautiful, phenomenal, special community, Unity Inspired Living. And I am so grateful that you are all here with us, joining us here this morning and every Sunday morning. It is a divine appointment, and I am very grateful. We are in July, which I'm still like, what? How did July get here? But we're here. And our theme for this month is rewriting relative reality. And yeah, just another reminder, like about not reacting to life, sort of what we experienced this morning with my microphone, just suddenly not working, and just not reacting to that with stress and anxiety, and just sort of generating that higher vibration, which everybody did in our Zoom room. And, when we're not trying to rearrange and mold and structure that outer world, but instead just tending to our inner atmosphere, our thoughts, our emotions, what's showing up in the moment, and just choosing to stay spiritually aligned. And then we begin to rewrite that experience of reality. I could see like the microphone scenario going all sorts of ways, right? And today it was just like, oh, well, it's beautiful singing and everybody holding calm space. So it's a great reminder for us, right? It's like we know this stuff. We're like, yeah, I know that. And yet there are times it's like, yeah, thank you. I needed that reminder. So we have a very special guest speaker, musician who's here to dive into this with us. Her words have power to shift perspective and deepen. That's what I would say. She helps us deepen our understanding of divine truth. Reverend Angelica Schafer is a gift, a true gift for, I would say, awakening for consciousness, and gives us the opportunity to encounter something new, something vibrant, a shift. And so her message today is going deeper. We like to go deep around here. We're not on the surface. We like to excavate really deep. And so she is the perfect person to be here for us today. And there will be a workshop today. It is going deeper, practically applied. Pretty sure that was right. And I am so looking forward to that. And that is right online after this service, Facebook Live. And then we switch into a Zoom room. And I will drop that link right here in our Facebook live stream chat. It's also on our homepage of our website, unityinspiredliving.org. You'll be able to pop right in there from the link you see on the homepage. So welcome in everybody this morning. Good morning, Florence. Good morning, Mimi. Good morning. Yay. I'm so grateful that everybody is here. And we have Angelica. So Angelica is our speaker and she's our musician, I should mention. So we have double soulful experience today because she's wearing both hats and she's weaving her magic into everything going on here this morning. And we are so grateful for your sacred yes to be with us, Reverend Angelica. Thank you. Thank you. And the other beautiful face you see on the screen is our phenomenal, sweet, precious, incredible Jennifer Simpson. And she is here to share our inspirational reading, community announcements, and our message of abundance this morning. So we thank you for being with us this morning and tuning in and tuning within to the Spirit. I'm delighted and grateful to be communing with all of you spectacular souls, and knowing that we can feel each other. We can feel one another remotely, and that's very powerful. So thank you for saying yes, a sacred yes, to joining us. For being here. I am grateful for your presence. We are thankful for your participation in this co-creation. So I invite you now, we are going to activate create a reverent space as we energize our mission statement here at Unity Inspired Living. Um, an intention, direction is always an anchor, an important anchor. Like, what are we doing? And this is what we are doing. We are fostering love and wisdom, inspiring transformation, offering compassionate outreach, and embracing unity. And it's so potent and so powerful to be doing this together. So thank you. So much gratitude and love that we come together for this great purpose, this great mission. So we are going to begin our morning with our community song. And so I'm going to hand the screen over to Reverend Angelica, and she is going to take us away. Thank you, beloved.
Thank you, Amy. So I shared this with you before, but it's such a beautiful chant by Snatamkar. And it means the chorus is Satnam. So I hope you sing with me, with your heart and all your voice. Satnam means truth, honesty, or the reality of existence. Nam means name or identity, and Sat means truth. And Satnam is in the name of truth. I am truth. Truth is my essence, identified with the reality of existence. So it's part of it is English, which I will sing, and then you just join me on the Satnam, I am. Satnam, I am. Satnam, I am grace, I'm lifted by your air with every breath. Satnam, I am free, I feel the waters bless me with your love. Satnam, I am strength, I am the fire that rises when I sing. Satnam, I am grounded, I am one with the earth, we are all. Satnam, I am, 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 Satnam. Yeah, just sing it out. Satnam, I am grace, I'm lifted by your air with every breath. Satnam, I am free, I feel the waters bless me with your love. Satnam, I am love, I'm in the moment when I smile, I am. Satnam, I am peace, when I'm in stillness, I become my truth. Satnam, I am, 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 Satnam. Satnam, I am, 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 Satnam. Amy, you're muted.
I'm muted. At least I can handle the mute. I can do that part. Oh, I said, what a beautiful way to start the morning. And Pat says, what an angelic voice. Yes. Yes, Angelica, angelic voice. Thank you, beloved. That was beautiful. We appreciate you. I'm going to hand the screen over to Jennifer now. She has our inspirational reading and our announcements. Thank you, beloved.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Angelica. Satnam Kaur is my favorite.
Yeah,
I
she's
listen to her
great.
all the time. I'm always
Yeah.
she just takes me to that next place.
Very uplifting.
So
Yes.
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And good morning and hello, everyone. Blessings to to you all. So we're going to start with just a few announcements for today. And first, be sure to stay for this wonderful workshop with Angelica starting at 11:30. And the title is Going Deeper, Practically Applied. And you can find the Zoom link on our homepage of our website, unityinspiredliving.org. So you do not want to miss this workshop, and it's an opportunity for you to join with others to continue to explore together. So that's always great when we can get together. All are welcome. Love offering graciously accepted via PayPal, Zelle, or via check in the mail. Next, our 11th annual yard sale is coming on the third Saturday in September. Take a look around and start boxing up those things you are ready to let go of, and then save them for our big fundraiser. Moving on, as you may already know, our monthly in-person Sunday services at Antioch Community Center are shifting. As a board, we took time to reflect on what is most supportive and sustainable for our community, considering energy, real-world logistics that go into making each gathering possible, and our shared resources. More than anything, I want to remind us all that no decision is permanent. Life is fluid, always in motion. Communities evolve. This is simply where we are now, a moment in our spiritual journey together. And as we often say in unity, what we resist persists. But what we welcome with open arms transforms us. Our next 2 in-person services at the Antioch Community Center will be on September 7th and December 7th. Beginning January of 2026, we will be meeting at our in-person services quarterly, beginning in March. We will always be on Facebook Live every Sunday, and we will continue to meet in person every third Saturday of each month for our community circle and potluck. Thank you for walking this path with grace, care, and trust. We're not going anywhere. We're just finding new ways to show up for one another, for spirit, and for what's unfolding. Your board is here, and we're in this together. And spirit is at the center of it all. And with that said, please join Amy for a community conversation on Zoom on Thursday, July 31st at 3:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time using our after service workshop Zoom link. This will be a space to be heard, to ask questions, and to be held in the loving container of our shared values. As we move through this shift, she invites each of us to pause, breathe, and respond from the deeper well of spiritual sustenance that nourishes our community. Again, this Zoom community conversation opportunity is happening on Thursday, July 31st at 3:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time using our after service workshop Zoom link. So thank you and look forward to seeing everybody there. And last but not least, a big thank you to Dave and Julie Krosky for opening their home, their beautiful home on the water in Discovery Bay, and being terrific hosts for our very fun appreciation community gathering yesterday. Thank you to all who showed up. It was a great time to be had by all. So thank you for listening to all of that. And we're moving on to our inspirational reading now, which is from Daily Word. And the word is truth. We were just talking about truth and how when we can really know and come from our place of truth, then we can rewrite our relative reality. So here we go. I speak my truth with clarity and compassion. Living in an increasingly polarized world, I am aware not everyone will share my perspective or see life the way I do. As much as I want to live harmoniously with others, I also want to stand up for what I believe, what I know is true for me. I appreciate that others feel the same way about their beliefs. I speak my truth. I center myself in my divinity while acknowledging the divinity of all others. I am honest and grounded, staying steady if someone does not agree with me. Likewise, I receive others' truths as I would want them to receive mine. The presence of God is within me. I am a spiritual being living with integrity, speaking words of truth with spiritual power. And from Zechariah 8:16, these are the things that you shall do. Speak the truth to one another. Render in your gates judgments that are true and make for peace. Peace be with you all. Thank you for listening. Satnam.
Hey, Jennifer. I love that. Speak the truth to each other. This brings me back to our conversation today, which is, how we can be the face of God and show up for one another when we're all rewriting this relative reality. So that was beautiful. Perfect. Thank you. I am going to hand the screen back over to Reverend Angelica. She has more music for us, sound healing. Not just music, it's deep.
Yeah. Can you tell me if you hear a weird sound, sort of a hiss? I think my guitar battery might be going dead. That's when it makes a sound. But if you can't hear it, then it should be okay.
I might hear something very vague, but would it be
Okay.
loud?
Okay.
I don't hear anything like
Well,
blaring.
hopefully you'll still hear the guitar even with the battery. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we hear it now. Yes.
Okay. Well, we won't have a guitar amplified. All right.
Okay.
So see if we can still hear it somehow. So this is a song it's actually from the movie Frozen 2. It's a beautiful Disney movie, and it's actually the story of me and my sister. And there are some really beautiful messages in this song. It fits the theme of going deeper into the mystery. There's a line, when all is lost, then all is found. And then dive down deep into her sound, but keep your feet on sacred ground. It's talking about the river of life. Can you brave what you most fear? Can you face what the river knows? You had to get a little lost on your way to being found. Where all is lost, then all is found. So these are the lines. That's why I chose this song. It's absolutely amazing. Where the north wind meets the sea, there's a river full of memory. Sleep, my darling, safe and sound, for in this river all is found. All is found. When all is lost, then all is found. In her waters, deep and true, lie the answers and a path for you. Dive down deep into her sound, but keep your feet on sacred ground. She will sing to those who'll hear, and in her song all magic flows. Can you brave what you most fear? Can you face what the river knows? Until the river's finally crossed, you'll never feel the solid ground. You had to get a little lost on your way to being found. Where the north wind meets the sea, there's a mother full of memory. Come, my darling, homeward bound. Where all is lost, then all is found. All is found. All is found.
Wow, what a melody. That was so beautiful. I was lost in that. Thank you so much, Angelica. So grateful. I'm going to hand the screen over to Jennifer. She has our prosperity blessing for us this morning. Thank you, beloved.
Thank you. Thank you, Angelica. You know, as I was listening to the lyrics, I got that image of just being washed clean, you know, when you're taking a shower or when I'm immersing my body into water. There's just, for me, a complete surrender. And then with that surrender, it's like all is found then again. It's just, that was a beautiful image. Thank you so much for creating that for us. Hello again, everybody. So with that image, the water, if that works for you, perhaps just imagine right now that the water is cleansing you as you take a nice full breath, that beautiful breath of life, and letting it fill you up with newness as it nourishes your body, all your cells. And allow yourself to expand into that consciousness that all is love. And with that vibration of love, anything is possible. So we are in a field of prosperity and abundance. So as we take another beautiful, full, cleansing breath, imagine yourself being cleansed by that water, that river. Inhale. And gently releasing. I invite you to join me now as we move into a space of oneness with spirit. We quiet our minds and open to the great realization of an abundant universe. We connect with an inner stillness that is grounded in the divine flow of giving and receiving. We practice gratitude for all that life gives us and accept there is more coming our way. We align and operate from our divine nature to give freely from a compassionate heart to others and ourselves, assured we are never void. We set our intention to engage in right action that attracts opportunities to prosper. And we are each a very grateful spirit expanding in this human life. We're gratefully succeeding and stepping forward into greater good. And so it is. Blessings, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jennifer.
Yeah, that was so powerful. We're grateful for you. Okay, we have one more song this morning. Thank you,
So
Reverend Angelica.
this song is called Awake My Soul by Brock Human. And it's just very, again, very mystical ballad type songs that I'm drawn to very much. So just relax and let your soul awaken in you, in this human part. Father of the mountains, shepherd of the sea, author of the questions that are hidden in me, a voice out on the water, a whisper in the trees, a longing to be free. Awake my soul, awake my soul, like a river you will flow, like a river you will flow. Awake my soul, awake my soul, like a river you will flow, like a river you will flow. I see you in the sunlight, I feel you in the breeze, I hear you in the silence, in the mystery. So open up my heart, I'm longing to be free. Teach me to receive. Awake my soul, awake my soul, like a river you will flow, like a river you will flow. Awake my soul, awake my soul, like a river you will flow, like a river you will flow. Ooh.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. What a beautiful ballad. So heartwarming. So it's like a covering, like a blanket. Thank you for that. Beautiful. Okay, well, I guess Jennifer, what's next? I'm floating right away with the music today. Jennifer, thank you. Thank you for setting the tone for us. Thank you for activating this space with your love and your joy and your beauty. We are so very grateful and blessed by you. We appreciate you and love you. Thank you. We'll see you on this side of the technology. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here with us. I see you. We see you. We're grateful that you're here. Luinda said, beautiful sound, beautiful song, Angelica. Yes, indeed. That is truth spoken there. It is so fabulous to have the one and only beautiful Reverend Angelica Schaefer here with us today, bringing us her mystic and magic and all the goodness. I'm going to pray us in and then hand the screen over to Angelica, and she will tell you about her and take us into dive deep. So I invite you, if it feels comfortable, to close your eyes, take a deep inhale. Let's begin this sacred time together, pausing, just dropping into the heart space, remembering that wherever we are, God is, the infinite lives within us and all around us and speaking through us and speaking in the silence and through connection and through each and every breath that we have the opportunity to experience. We surrender the need to figure it all out, and we rest in trust in the stillness, the peace of God, and we open the inner space where insight can arise or drop in, where peace can flow, where love can lead us. We bless Angelica as she brings forth today's message, going deeper, knowing that she speaks from her center and connected to source. May her words awaken truth in all of us and all those who hear them today and in the future. We are grateful. We are so grateful to receive this morning Angelica's outpouring of love and wisdom, and we rest in gratitude. We have released this word in love, for love, and as love out into the great expanse of love. And so it is. Ashe. Namaste. Thank you for being with us, Reverend Angelica. Take us away. Take us into the deep.
Thank you, Amy. And thank you to everyone here. It's very special to meet in this way. So instead of having a bio read about me, I always prefer to say a few words because it needs to be, for me, fresh and new. And I'm not something that nobody is, something that can be defined by anything that we do. We are just always a mysterious process, really. Life is a process. But I honestly did not set out to be a minister or a musician or a counselor or any of those things I do these days. I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. And all I was passionate about finding out about the mystery of life, finding a solution to the intense suffering that I witnessed around me, being born into a family that my parents survived World War II in Germany. So it was a really interesting life journey that many twists and turns. And I was very persistent. I didn't ever give up. And to find solutions to the human condition. And the human condition, I always felt something wasn't right here. Like we were divine beings, but somehow enslaved to a mind that was somehow not working properly, not working optimally for ourselves. And so I kept going, finding solutions. And more, it's just a beautiful process of surrendering to life is unfolding in me, as us. And it's always bringing new weather, new situations. So my life changed 3 days ago by a 1-pound creature that has been absolutely making a huge impact. 3 days ago, a little black and white kitten hung on the screen door, yowling very loudly. And it just showed up here in the wilderness. I live quite far away from everything. And this little creature, all he wants to do, and I'm calling him Merlin, all he wants to do is be next to me. Yesterday I went for a walk. He insisted to come. It was over a mile in the intense heat, 100-degree heat. He's black, right? He was panting, but he wouldn't leave my side. He is the most persistent, willful creature I have ever met. And wherever I am, in the house, he screams because he wants to come in. But when he's in, he climbs up on everything via curtains, and I can't do my work. I work from home, mostly. And so it's been a really difficult situation. And when some little creature screams their head off outside your window and doors and tears up your screens, it's a little stressful. And this morning, when I was meditating on what to do with Merlin, I would love to adopt him to someone who can spend more time with him than I can. But I realized, oh my gosh, what does everyone want? Him, me, every one of us. We want to be safe. We want to have our needs met. We want to be heard. We want to be seen. We want to be acknowledged for our existence. And we want to be taken care of. And we want to be close, close. So I thought, oh my goodness, I recognize myself in him. My whole life I was praying, screaming out into the universe, come to me, let me be a part of you, let me merge with you. Not realizing, just like Merlin is not realizing that I am working on his behalf all the time as best as I could. And if Merlin could just relax and not scream so much and not try so hard to get his needs met, which are being met, but if he could just relax, he could always sit on my lap, even when I'm working on the computer. And I realized, oh my gosh, it's just like me. I was always screaming and asking God for what seemed impossible, but it was me who was doing all the racket. God is working, the divine, the universe is working on my behalf 24/7, even when I don't feel it. So Merlin is, of course, like everything in life, coming with a lot of gifts and with a lot of challenges. So I realized also all this morning, my talk was going to be very different. But life is life, right? So having to go deeper into issues that I've been working with my whole life, like feeling stress when something unexpected happens, when there is a demand, when there is a creature that can't seem to be satisfied no matter how much I try. There is a distress response. But then I just bring myself back to meditation, quiet, and also realizing that what is true love would be to love ourselves, love Merlin, love each other exactly the way we are. And it takes a lot when something is distressing. So I was thinking, how do I see it as a gift of life? And then I got all these wonderful insights and realizations, and I thought, oh my gosh, okay, he is teaching me and I am teaching him, and we're teaching each other about acceptance of what is and true love. And I had a friend for 3 years who was a little bit like Merlin. He was always wanting to be around me, and it was too much for me. I was always pushing him away. No, not too much. Just too much. He started out as a client, me counseling this client, and then he just wanted to kind of take over my whole life, like Merlin. And I remember I kind of kept him at arm's length, but he passed away last October, and he left me a gift, material gift as well as a deep gift of love. And I realized that Merlin and my friend had a lot in common. They were kind of like taking over my life, like disrupting and just putting so much energy towards me that it's in a way trying to break me more open. And I realized that if Carter was here now, I would love him in a different way. I would love him with more openness, because the love I asked for in my heart, it didn't show up in the way that was convenient or easy, in the way that I wanted it to show up, right? It showed up with a lot of force and challenge. And so I missed my kitty lately, who passed away a few years ago. She and I were like one being, so close, amazing. And here Merlin shows up. Merlin is not like my other kitty, who was so incredibly respectful. He is just the opposite. He is all over the place, and he demands, and he won't take no for an answer, and even a spray bottle won't help. Nothing helps with Merlin. He is totally oblivious to the word no or to any methods to keep him out. But I just realized, love doesn't show up the way we want it to. We ask in our heart for more love, but then it shows up in a way that isn't convenient, that is stressful, that is like I didn't want this, I didn't ask for this. But I realized this morning too that it's all love, all of it, and that the universe works on my behalf, on our behalf, truly 24/7. So, as far as going deeper, and I would call it wider, higher, lower, it seems to be the order of the day now, whether we like it or not. Because life has become so fast, hasn't it? Like you were saying, Amy, my goodness, how did it get to be July, right? It's like a fast moving river. And we can either fight and exhaust ourselves, like Merlin does, or we can relax and float with the current. And it's all new now. This is new, unprecedented energy and territory on this planet in our evolutionary journey. And what we thought was safe in the past, we can no longer hold on to. So we can no longer hold on to a branch on the shore. We have to just jump right in the middle of it and go with it. And one of the ways to go with it is to really explore what are the patterns that are running our lives. They are deep, unconscious, conditioned patterns. And my passion is to expose them, to see what's actually running unconsciously, so that I can really truly know myself, like a shaman. The shamans used to they go deep into the subconscious, deep into the underworld, into the scary places in the psyche and in different realms, probably astral realms, who knows, to bring back the knowledge and the gifts of knowing the other dimensions. And we can't just do just what is good and what is love and light, because in this world it's split. So in order to be whole, we have to equally accept and embrace both sides of this experience, which is light, dark, hate, love, confusion, chaos, and order. And it switches back and forth, chaos, order, internally as well as externally. So in the Oracle of Delphi, there was displayed a sign, know thyself. When we know all of us, we integrate. Then the shadow is no longer in the closet where it would frighten us and where we have to keep the energy down there. When we actually see it and work with it consciously and openly, with the breath, with calming our nervous system, we discover that we can integrate all energies and meet them with presence. So the magical words today are really presence, to be present. And what do we need to do with that? We need to be aware of the breath. Always just breathe in this moment. So something stressful is going on. Let's breathe in this moment. That's the bridge between the subconscious and the conscious. It's the bridge between spiritual and physical. So the breath is so sacred and so important. And when I work with clients individually, I realize that most people have stopped breathing properly. Everybody is kind of holding their breath, especially right now on Earth, right? So I too constantly remind myself to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe more deeply, more consciously, to be present with this moment, even if there is chaos. A kitty screaming his head off outside, wanting to be always where he's not, wanting to be wherever he is not. He wants to be inside. Yeah. So Ram Dass said, whether this is the first day of the apocalypse or the first day of the golden age, the work remains the same: to love each other and ease as much suffering as possible. So, what would self-love look like? So let's reflect for a moment. What does self-love even mean? What does it mean to each of us? It's a word, it's a concept. Do we really know about love truly? And I imagine that it is to love ourselves the way God loves us. And I've heard, and I sometimes experienced at times in my life, that unconditional love, it doesn't judge at all, not at all. Like I judge myself, okay, you didn't do this right, you didn't do this, you're not, whatever it is that we judge ourselves constantly. But the divine never does. Imagine a world, an inner world without any judgment. Just imagine that for a moment. What would that be like? Think of your deepest, darkest secret, the deepest, darkest parts of you that you absolutely would not want anyone to know, that you're even sometimes hiding from yourself, that you're ashamed about, feeling guilty about. And then let's just take that and hold it right here, like we would a little baby, a little child that has been abused, that has separation anxiety, like this little kitten that showed up in the middle of nowhere, all alone in the wilderness with coyotes and bears and mountain lions and raccoons and skunks, and the whole menagerie would see him as a little snack. So he's just out there all alone. Let's hold that deep, dark thing that we judge in ourselves with the kind of love that would just say, hey, hello, I see you. I know that you are also a part of me. And I want to get to know you. I want to know your gift. I want to see the gift in that you're bringing, just like I'm seeing the gifts that Merlin is bringing. In the midst of his destructive energy and his distressful energy, is also incredibly sweet and lovable, adorable. He's just doing what he does, like we do what we do, right? But we have one difference. We can become aware. We can become aware of what is going on inside of us, and we can ask. This is a really key point. You can ask all the angels, guides, masters, the universe, the divine, however you call it, God, to help us change the patterns, dissolve the patterns, and integrate. We can ask for that, and we can't do it ourselves. It's like, when someone is in quicksand and they struggle, they just sink deeper and deeper. But it takes an outside intervention. It's not outside, really. God is not outside of us. It's inside of us, but it's a different aspects of our consciousness. It takes the intervention of that divine consciousness to pull us out of this misery and the struggle that we experience on the human level. And I also found that there is nothing wrong with our struggle. We actually took it on. We took on the exact same life. And it would be arrogant of me to say, hey, something is wrong with your life, or you shouldn't be on the journey that you're on, or I shouldn't be on the journey that I am on. That would be arrogant, because I believe my soul chose this journey exactly the way it is. And so I am more and more relaxing. So the magic words again is presence with the breath, and relaxing into absolutely everything to the best of our ability. Relaxing into distress, relaxing into judgment, relaxing into anger, relaxing into fear, relaxing into chaos. Like, just curious about it. Like, what its energy. So in nature, we find that there are thunderstorms. In nature, tension builds up in the atmosphere. And then all of a sudden, there is this big thunderstorm, and it discharges the pent up, built up energy. But by doing that, the lightning and is this discharge is actually what keeps the atmosphere healthy, what keeps the earth protected. It's actually an energy that's absolutely necessary. So if energy builds up in us, we need to discharge it in a very intelligent, non-destructive way. And I found some of those ways which I'm incredibly grateful for. Like one of them is cognitive movement. But to be able to discharge the pent-up energy is so important. We need to find a loving, skillful, intelligent way to work with energies that are stuck in us, in our nervous system, in our subconscious. Because our mind is just programmed in a way that it won't let go of any negativity. It's a survival mechanism. So we need to find ways to be more intelligent than the setup of our minds, than the design of our minds, the current design. And sometimes I go, okay, life, humanity 1.0, you can see it's not functioning. Why don't we just make a new version? One that has a better brain, that functions a little bit better. But then again, it's just a fun joke. I like to argue sometimes with Source. But it's beautiful if we can really explore, because I believe that not for much longer will we have the opportunity to explore this kind of duality and this kind of suffering. The Akashic records are going to be, I heard this from a very powerful psychic medium, and I usually don't, resonate with anything unless I get the goosebumps, unless I really feel. And she was talking about how when things reset on Earth, which we're close to that point, all karma, all negative energies will simply dissolve. They will be dissolved. And in the Hindu scriptures, we also have these stories of the reset. The ocean is being churned and is being cleansed of all conflict, of all negativity, so it can start fresh, pure, completely pure. So we are going to be a part of a new pure experience in one way or another, with this body or another body, who cares, right? But what I found interesting is this lady mentioned that while we still can read this like a book, a big book, these records, these Akashic records, that we collected all this material of like suffering, of duality, separation, anxiety, war, and all this stuff inside of us too. Read it and study the material consciously now, as long as you still can, because once this beautiful purity resets in us, we will no longer have access to that material. And it's valuable. It's like learning a very difficult course. It's like studying, how we love movies, heroes and villain movies that are where the actor or the character has to overcome impossible odds. We like those movies. We pay money for them, to watch them. So our story is unique. Each of our stories is unique and precious. And we can actually watch this story dispassionately, like we're in the audience as our true self, uncompromisable, uncompromised true self. And we can watch this movie of our lives unfold and really learn from it. And say, isn't this interesting? But we need to let go of the attachment to suffering it. If we can just be dispassionate about it and say, oh, isn't that interesting? Look what this character, sometimes I laugh about myself. Look at what this character is doing right now. She's spinning her wheels, or she's figuring it out. And it's kind of interesting. So while it still lasts, it will not last for that much longer, but it's just an amazing, amazing journey. So I think I'm out of time, so I could talk a long time about these things. And like I said, I had a very different talk prepared. But little Merlin had another idea. And so did life. And so did the wisdom that just comes through me. Like I said, I didn't set out to be a minister, but I opened myself to serve and to inspire and to share beauty and to share a pathway that leads to greater freedom. And I had to explore that steep mountain myself in order to be a good guide for others. Because if I don't know the territory, how could I guide anybody? So now I'm becoming a better and better guide because I am more and more experienced with the human condition and what suffering is all about. And I can navigate that with people in a safe, non-judgmental space. And if we could learn to create that for ourselves, we could dive as deep as we could into any subject, into any experience, any energy, anything on earth, be free of judgment and relax into it and get the gifts of the exploration and go, isn't that interesting? I am a divine creator being, and I'm having this incredible hero's journey with all these, scary things and explorations. But it's worthy. So I want to end with, let's stand by our journey exactly how it is, our experience exactly how it is. Let's stand by ourselves and become and be our own best friend. Because if we aren't, no one can be. So can you stand by yourself right now and for the rest of this life, I hope. That's my prayer for you. Blessings. Namaste.
Blessings, Angelica. We are so grateful for that message. I mean, it's the truest message of rewriting relative reality, shifting from what I was going to talk about to, well, little Merlin showed up, and now we have a whole new topic. And being able to stay in that surrender, in that flow of what's showing up. This has happened to me a lot of times too with a talk, like thinking about like having something prepared. So I actually just stopped trying to prepare too early now because it always showed up. Something different showed up. So I was like, okay, I know something in the next, 12 hours before a talk is going to emerge. So staying in that space of really what you said, surrendering and being in the flow. And you said, know thyself. You talked about that for a little while. And I think that is so key to be. We talk about presence and the presence of God, but then yet sometimes we're not so present with ourselves, and supporting ourselves through whatever it might be. I love that you talked about how Merlin, what did you say very at the very beginning? Something about that he's just all over the place and climbing up and screaming and squawking, and if he just could be calm and sit still, he could be with you all the time. And yet he's all over it. I thought, oh my gosh, can't we all relate to that in some way? That we're climbing the walls and we're squawking, and it's like if we could just be still, our needs could be met. I thought that was beautiful. Yeah. Let's check in with everybody. If you have a comment or a question or thoughts, just drop them in the feed here. Luinda says, or Pat says, Merlin has chosen you as a spirit animal to aid you in your spiritual journey. Yeah, wasn't that clear?
Can you see it?
I can hold it there. Oh, there's Merlin. Oh, he's just a little bitty. Oh, but you can see his little squawking. He's just saying, see me, hear me, take care of me. And through it all, what Pat's saying, how Merlin has chosen you, and really you chose Merlin, on some level to come to you. And I thought it was so beautiful how you could make the connection like that was how I operated. And I think that's just such a awareness, to see that and know that we just have to settle down. How you say, just settle down. He could sit in my lap. It's how we are with God, right? If we just settle down, we just sit in God's lap. And yeah, just be with peace to allow whatever it is to unfold. And what you said, and I think Pat, who said this was Sonia said mega mic drop. I wrote it down too, which is God, universe is always working on my behalf 24/7. I had written that down. And what a way to be able to shift. So we've talked about sometimes having little mantras or things we say to ourselves to just kind of like, snap us out of it and get back in alignment with source. And that's something to remember, when we really shift, to really rewrite the relative reality, to shift into God is always working on my behalf. So how can what I'm saying is presenting as whatever, bad, wrong, upsetting, irritating, how can that really be true when God is working on my behalf 24/7? And we believe that. And sometimes we just forget and we think somehow we have a better plan.
Yeah.
Michael J., welcome in. He says, eternal intelligence uniquely in the core of our being. Every turn was the right turn in my life. I trust. Yes. Michael says, I am. Yes. Indeed. Sonia says, let's stand by ourselves and be our own best friends for Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Foundation. Oops. I didn't mean to click out of our feed. Lovely. Thank you, Sonia. Where am I now? Michael J. says, I love the frequency of your voice. Much has landed and confirmed in my heart and soul. Yes. Reverend Angelica is a very calming source, light, wisdom, peace. Pat is here. She says, isn't that what our bodies are saying to us? What Merlin is asking? Yeah. See me, hear me. Bob says someone. You were probably replying to something. Oh, I see where you finished. Everyone needs someone. Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes in healing circles, and I love, Angelica, how you talked about when you were closing about, I have learned this terrain myself so that I can lead you through it. It made me think of when I've been to Sedona so many times and been on all sorts of tours, and you can get all kinds of tour guides, right? And I've had the tours where the main attractions everybody knows. And then a couple of years ago, I found a tour guide who took myself and my children to places you don't even know exist in Sedona, like the gold nuggets, and that's the difference, and so I sometimes maybe sounds like harping on it, but I do like to drive home the point that, our healers that we choose, whatever they may be, our counselors, our coaches, our therapists, whomever, doctors, you always want to make sure they know the terrain, that they've done the work and are doing the work at least. And because there's a lot of people that, that say I'm a healer or whatnot, and they don't know the terrain. So I thought that was a very important point that you made. Thank you for sharing that. And Reverend Angelica knows the terrain very well and beautifully, and what a guide. What an incredible guide. Let me see here. Pat says the delivery people have discovered that the best path is always taking right turns, rarely left. Sonia says, Amy, I edited just. Oh, friend requested the Facebook auto suggest the parks thing. I was wondering about that. It was an accidental message in there. Thank you for clarifying. Jennifer says, perhaps Merlin is releasing some trauma that happened to him prior to him finding you, Angelica. Thank you for providing a safe space for him. So grateful to you, Angelica, your sweet, wise, loving heart that communicates such a beautiful message of truth. Amen to that. That is a great message to oh, Kalyani's here. Hi, sweetheart. I didn't see your message. She said, great message, Angelica. May we all settle down in God's lap. Love to you all. Yay. Thank you for that and being here. Pat- Michael J says, we all have access to our heart's wisdom. Indeed. What a beautiful message for us this morning. And we are going deeper now into the workshop. So in a little less than 20 minutes, let's say like 18-ish minutes, let's sign on to the Zoom room. And so in the meantime, hydrate, nourish yourselves with a snack, and come prepared. Angelica, Reverend Angelica, do they need to bring anything in particular to the workshop or just
Yeah,
themselves?
thank you for asking. Bring water, lots of good water to drink, maybe a little salt in the water or separately, and any object. So a ball would be nice if you have an inflatable little ball, or you can use a pen actually, but if you have something round and colorful, that'd be great, not too heavy. So we're going to do some movements with this object. So, okay, that's
Okay,
it. Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you. And Reverend Angelica, where can everybody find you? How can they connect with you if they would like to do that?
You can always connect with me through email, and you can find that on my website. So my website is angelicahealingmusic.com. But Angelica is spelled with a K, so make sure the computer doesn't change it to C. It's German spelling. So angelicahealingmusic.com.
Beautiful. Thank you. We are
And
so grateful for
I
you.
just
Yeah, go
want to put out there that I love to do ceremonies. So if you have any
ahead.
ceremonies at all, I love leading ceremonies, whatever kind they are. End of life,
Mhm.
beginning of life, weddings, like solstice. I did a community
Mhm.
ceremony here in Nevada
Beautiful.
City for the solstice, for the equinox, for all these different celebrations. So, and I come by invitation. Also do
Thank you.
house clearings and business clearings, shifting
Mhm.
the energy.
Yeah, important stuff. Well, thank you. We're so grateful to have you. You're such a blessing and a gift to us here at Unity Inspired Living. And for everybody tuning in, remember that we get to decide how we create flow in our lives, how we participate in the law of circulation, energetic exchange of giving and receiving. So we want to thank you for the energetic exchange that you share with us because all the donations and contributions that we receive can help us continue sharing and being in the world. And so thank you for visiting our giving page and sharing with us. It says, yes, when you do that, you say yes to our mission, you say yes to the inspiration and the restoration and the peace, love, and joy that we are on a mission to share here. So thank you for that. We are going to close with our prayer of divine awakening, which was going to be on the screen, but it's not. But you know what I always have? And I kind of do know it by heart, but I have a little card here. And if you want one of these little cards, oh, it is our prayer. Oh, it's not going to show, huh? Maybe I have to put it in front of my face. Let us know because we'll send you one. If you email us, email me or Jan or our center through the website. The prayer of divine awakening. Feel this in your soul. Make this your own declaration. It's a new day, a beautiful day, a new beginning. I embrace this day with new eyes, an open heart, and expansive mind. I choose my vibrational frequency deliberately and consciously, harmonizing with life's events. I am receptive to source energy, divine guidance, and wisdom available to me at all times. I commit to serve unconditional love fully and completely. I move forward in a state of appreciation, an extension of the one magnificent power and presence. I am sovereign, whole, and free, claiming dominion over my life as I go in peace and awaken to my divinity. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for sharing this time with us, for co-creating this space. You have about 10-ish minutes, and then we'll log back into the Zoom room with Reverend Angelica to go deeper, practically applied. Blessings shine on, bright beings of love and light. Thank you so much, Reverend Angelica. We are truly, deeply thankful for you and your wisdom and your love and your peace. Mwah. Blessings.